back to Happy Bake Day, where every day is a happy bake day. I hope your chocolate rose spider macarons from last week turned out fabulous. If you missed that episode, you can check it out right here. Today we are continuing our fall flavor trend, and we are making some pumpkin spice cake donuts with a chai tea frosting. To make these cake donuts, we're going to do them in 2 steps. Step 1 is to make the donuts themselves, and then step 2 is to make the icing at the end. For the cake donuts, you're going to need the following ingredients: 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 3 large eggs, 1.5 cups of brown sugar, 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree, 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 3/4 cups plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Our first step is to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Oh, preheater! The next step is to add all of our ingredients, with the exception of the flour, into our stand mixer. We're going to beat it on a medium speed until everything is smooth and creamy and well combined. Then we will slowly add in our flour until that's also well combined and it creates a nice cohesive batter. With our pumpkin spice donut batter made, the next step is to transfer it here into our donut pan. I have lightly greased it with just an oil-based cooking spray. If you have 2 donut pans, this will be a lot easier because then you only have to pipe your batter once. Unfortunately, I only have 1 donut pan, so I'm gonna have to do this twice. It's not a big deal. So you will fill your donut wells about 3/4 of the way full, not all the way. 3/4 of the way means you'll use about 1/4 cup of batter in each well. I find that it's a little bit easier to pipe the batter in instead of pour it. It just makes the donuts come out a little bit more evenly, and it's a little less messy when transferring the batter from the bowl here into the pan. So I brought out actually a zip top plastic bag. I'm going to transfer the dough over and then just snip the corner off to pipe my batter in. So I know these aren't technically donuts yet, but they kind of look like donuts and they smell like donuts, and I'm super excited for these. Our next step is to bake these donuts in the oven for about 15 to 18 minutes until they are baked all the way through. You can use a cake tester to make sure that they come out clean in the center. What I like to do instead is to tap the top of the donut, and if it has a nice spring back to the touch, that typically means it's done. When your donuts are finished baking, take them out of the oven, let them rest in your donut pan for about 5 minutes. Then you can remove them and let them cool the remaining time on a cooling rack. Since you've greased your pan, you shouldn't have to really pry these out of the donut pan. You might just be able to completely tip it over onto your cooling rack. If not, you should be able to take a rubber spatula or even a butter knife just to kind of gently loosen the edges, but they should hopefully come out pretty clean for you. Our donuts are officially out of the oven and they're cooling down. They look fantastic, they smell delicious. So before they cool completely down, we want to make our chai icing, and we want to put it on top of the donuts while they're still just a little warm, not super hot that they just came out of the oven, but still slightly warm that the icing will have a chance to kind of melt a little bit on top. So I have my icing ingredients here all laid out, and those ingredients are going to need are 2 cups of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of strongly brewed chai tea, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and I also have here some Halloween themed sprinkles, which are completely optional. I'm going to put my sprinkles aside because we won't need them right now. But to make the icing, what we're going to do is to combine all of our ingredients here into the bowl with the powdered sugar and whisk it really well until all of the clumps are gone. Here for these pumpkin donuts, I'm going to dip just the tops here into my icing and quickly top with some of my sprinkles before the icing hardens. Then I'm going to put them back here on my cooling rack. You can see that I did place some aluminum foil underneath my cooling rack just in case I have any drips. I won't have a big mess on my countertop afterwards. But then once they are iced and topped with their sprinkles, you can leave them here to cool off a little bit more or enjoy them right away. And with that, they're done. I think they're ready to be eaten. They smell so good, and I love these little Halloween sprinkles. I think some of them are shaped like bats, which is pretty cute. I want to thank you for joining me today making these pumpkin spice cake donuts with our chai icing. I hope you enjoyed baking with me today here on Happy Bake Day. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you had fun with me today. Each and every single subscriber, I appreciate you so much as you join me on this journey from banker to baker. You can also follow us on social media or on our website for this and all of our other recipes. I hope you have a very happy bake day, and I look forward to baking with you again next time.